Hello, welcome to Malt, the non-chill filtered whisky blog. I'm Andy and this is whisky review number 37. Sorry for the delay from posting my last video. I've actually been on holiday, so I've not been able to. So what I've got for you today is a very popular single malt whisky. It's an entry level bottling from a very popular distillery, and that is the Clynelish 14-year-old. The sample today was kindly provided to me by my good friend Johnny Stumbler on Twitter. So thanks again, mate. Now, Clynelish is a Highland distillery. Yeah, why not? Owned by Diageo in the village of Brora, which is on the east coast. Now, you might have heard of Brora as well, because there was another distillery named Brora after the village that it sits in, and quite a few years ago the powers that be decided to open up another distillery next door, or opposite. It's actually opposite technically, which was it's basically Brora 2, but that's how you got Clynelish. And basically the 14-year-old is the first entry-level bottling for the Diageo official Clynelish range. Now, bottled at 46%. You can find it in supermarkets. I used to have a bottle that I bought from Tesco, so you can find it in places like that. It's bottled at 46%, which is one of the higher ABVs of Diageo's own bottlings. Now, unfortunately, from memory and from what I can actually find on the net, there's not actually much clarification as to whether it's chill filtered or not, but I can't recall ever seeing on the tin, on the tube, from my bottle that I used to have, that it said non-chill filtered. I don't recall it ever saying that. So if we put that to one side, I think we can probably safely say that it might have a little bit of chill filtration. It's hard to say, we'll never know. Colouring, I don't believe it's natural colour. Again, recalling from what I remember seeing on the tube and from what I can see on the interwebs. Now, what colour should we call that? Burnished Jaffa Cake. Yeah, right. Without further ado. Straight away, lovely kind of heather, honey, not heather honey, heather and honey. Citrus, got lemon peel in there. Bit of a Christmas cake, wet Christmas cake mix kind of thing with those peels in. And there's a little bit of smoke, because Clynelish is slightly peated. That lemon's actually coming through really strongly. A little bit of cinnamon and some dark chocolate as well. It's really nice nose. It appears to have quite a thick consistency from sticking to the glass. So let's try it on the palate at full strength. I'm going to water it down in a moment for science. Get it there in there. Nice mouthfeel, quite oily, which is good. Ginger cake, brandy snaps, that smokes back, so is the lemon. And here is the waxiness. Now, if you look for Clynelish online and whisky reviews online, you'll see that people do tend to wax lyrical about this particular characteristic that Clynelish has. And that is, it's waxy, which doesn't sound appealing, but it really is. In part, it's the way it coats your mouth, and at the same time it has got that kind of beeswax candle kind of note to it, and that is as you go from the nose to the palate, you just kind of catch it. So I mean, that lemon is still pretty prevalent for me, but just behind it you do get a nice kind of, you can sort of smell it's thick because of this waxiness, which sounds stupid to say, it smells thick. It's hard to describe, you'll have to get a bottle and try it. Finish was warming, sweet, quite spicy, and a little bit of bitterness on there as well, with a tiny little wisp of smoke. Now I'm going to try the last little bit I've got with water, so I'm going to put maybe 1 1/4 teaspoons in, so I don't think it needs a lot. And just while that's opening up a bit, this retails at around 35 to 40 quid. Generally speaking, it will be on the higher end of that, so call it 38 on average, and that is the sort of price that you do see it in your Tesco's of the world. It's very widely available, as I've said, supermarkets. You can get it on Whisky Exchange, Master of Malt, and the usual suspects, which is always good. It's quite interesting actually, because Brora is just ridiculously expensive nowadays. You're talking thousands of pounds for a bottle of 25, 30 odd, whatever it might be now, your old Brora. I don't know about you, but I don't have that sort of money laying around, so what I just tend to do is I tend to stick to Clynelish. I did run out of this bottle, which is why I did ask Johnny for a sample, which was again very kindly provided. I do have another one, I've got another 2 actually that I will be reviewing in due course, and that is a nice 18-year-old single cask Clynelish from Whisky Broker, and that was refill hogshead. This also came a few months back, but I've not opened it yet, and that is a Gordon MacPhail Connoisseur's Choice Clynelish, and that was matured in refill and first fill sherry, and that's 15-year-old. So yeah, I've got quite a few, and we will get round to those, and the same for the rest of them. So now that's had a bit of time to settle. Bloody lemon's still there, man. It's not strong, but it's, I know I sort of got this with the Teeling, didn't I? But it's like, it's really strong lemon. It's like the pith and everything. It's kind of like whenever my fiancée or my mum used to make a Christmas cake, I walk into the kitchen, I could smell these like bits of lemon peel she'd leave on the side. I'm not going to say candied lemon. Oh no, not that kind of show. The waxiness is still there. It's actually becoming a lot sweeter. There's a bit of caramel and toffee on there now. And it's kind of, it's going to sound daft, it's a little bit dusty. Sort of like musty old furniture kind of note in there on the back. In fact, I think what it might be, you know those like, if you stay in a holiday cottage or something like that and you've got an old chest of drawers in the bedroom and you open them and they've got those sheets in that keep the drawers smelling nice. It's like one of them and the old wood together. On the nose, you know, I've never tasted that. It's not done it much favours on the palate. Mouthfeel's suffered quite a lot. Getting milky coffee. I'm still getting a bit of honey. Still getting some ginger, but not too much. The smoke is still there, and it's a little bit prickly, a bit spiky. It's kind of not really in tune with itself anymore, I don't think, to be honest. And then just on the sort of palate, on the finish now, I'm getting the bitter chocolate again, but it's quite bitter. It does, you know, finish quite on quite a bitter note, but in a good way. It's quite moreish. I think I prefer it without water, that's for sure. So in terms of scores, I think that is a great little drum, widely available, widely accessible. Again, unfortunately we don't know whether it's chill filtered or not. If you know, please comment, correct me if I'm wrong, that's fine. I will accept when I'm wrong. I'm wrong quite a lot, so I'm used to it. I think I'm going to give this an 85 out of 100. It's consistent from the bottles and the sample I've had, and I think it's one of those that I think, you know, is very very approachable and just very enjoyable. You know, it's also good to see that Diageo are keeping an age statement on it at the moment. Touch wood. So that's again another example of them sort of keeping that 14-year-old age statement on there, which is positive step, positive thing to do. But we'll see how that turns out in a few years. So once again, thanks for watching. See you soon.